Have you ever been wronged? I mean really wronged. Someone backstabbed you, lied about you, or maybe just cut you off in traffic and made you spill your coffee everywhere. That feeling, that hot surge of anger, it's powerful, isn't it? It's natural to want to get even, to wish them ill, to hold on to that grudge like a prized possession. Our instincts tell us to fight back, to protect ourselves, to mark them as an enemy. But what if I told you there's a different way? A way that's not about being a doormat, but about finding a strength so profound it can change everything. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus gave one of the most radical, most challenging teachings in human history. He said, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Let's just pause there for a second. Love your enemies. Not tolerate them. Not ignore them. Love them and pray for them, the very people who cause you pain. When I first truly heard those words, my mind reeled. How is that even possible? Why would anyone do that? It goes against every fiber of our being. It feels unfair, illogical, and frankly, impossible. To understand this, we need to look at the world Jesus was speaking into. It was a world of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Retaliation was not just common, it was considered justice. If someone wronged you, you were expected to wrong them back in equal measure. This created endless cycles of revenge, bitterness, and conflict that would tear families and communities apart for generations. Sound familiar? We see it today, from playground squabbles to international conflicts. The cycle of hate is relentless. Jesus steps into this cycle and says, "Stop." He offers a way to break the chain, but it's not a simple command. It's an invitation into a new way of seeing the world, a new way of being human. He's not saying what they did was okay. He's not asking you to pretend you weren't hurt. Loving your enemy isn't about condoning their actions. It's about refusing to let their actions define your reactions. It's about choosing freedom over the prison of bitterness. So, what does this love even look like? The Greek word used here is agape. This isn't a mushy, romantic, emotional feeling. Agape love is a choice. It's an action. It's a commitment to seek the highest good for another person, regardless of how you feel about them or what they've done to you. It's the kind of love God has for us, unconditional, patient, and persistent. Think about it. When you hold on to anger and a desire for revenge, who is truly suffering? Yes, maybe they are, but you are definitely suffering. You're carrying a heavy burden. That bitterness eats away at your joy, your peace, and your relationships. It's like drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick. By choosing to love, by choosing to pray for them, you are the one who is set free first. Let's get practical. How do we actually do this? It starts with prayer. Praying for someone who has hurt you is revolutionary. It's hard to hate someone you're genuinely asking God to bless. You might start by praying, "God, I don't know how to do this. My heart is full of anger. Please help me." You can pray for their well-being, for them to find peace, for them to understand the hurt they've caused. This act of prayer begins to soften your own heart. It shifts your perspective from your pain to a place of compassion. I want to share a story about a woman named Corrie ten Boom. During World War II, she and her family hid Jews from the Nazis in their home in Holland. They were eventually discovered, and Corrie and her sister Betsy were sent to the Ravensbrück concentration camp. The horrors they endured are unimaginable. Betsy died there, but Corrie survived. Years after the war, Corrie traveled the world speaking about God's forgiveness. One evening, after she had finished speaking in a church in Germany, a man came up to her. She recognized him instantly. He had been one of the cruelest guards at Ravensbrück, one of the men who had stood by and watched her sister suffer and die. He stood before her, his hand outstretched, and said, "I have become a Christian. I know that God has forgiven me for the cruel things I did, but I would like to hear it from your lips as well. Fräulein, will you forgive me?" Corrie stood there frozen. All she could feel was the coldness, the anger, the memory of her sister's slow death. She wrote later that she couldn't feel anything but hate. In her heart, she cried out to God, "I can't forgive him. Give me your forgiveness." And at that moment, she said it was as if she made a choice. She mechanically put her wooden hand into his. And as she did, an incredible thing happened. She described it as a current passing from her shoulder, through her arm and into their joined hands. She said, "I have never known God's love so intensely as I did then." She chose to love her enemy, not because he deserved it, not because she felt like it, but because she understood that forgiveness is an act of the will, and the will can function regardless of the temperature of the heart. In that moment of obedience, she experienced a profound liberation that was far greater than any revenge could ever offer. This is the power of loving your enemies. It's not about them. It's about you and your relationship with God. It's about allowing God's transformative love to flow through you, healing you in the process. It's about breaking the cycle of hate that wants to consume us all. It is the ultimate act of faith, trusting that God's way is better than our way. This command from Jesus is the pinnacle of Christian ethics. It's what sets this faith apart. It's easy to love those who love you. Anyone can do that. But to love those who persecute you, that requires a supernatural strength. That is the mark of someone who is truly trying to follow in the footsteps of Jesus, who, while hanging on the cross, looked at his executioners and said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." So today, I challenge you. Think of that enemy in your life, the person who wronged you. You don't have to call them and invite them over for dinner. Start small. The next time their name comes to mind, instead of replaying the hurt, try saying a small prayer for them. God bless them. Help me to let this go. See what happens. It might not change them, but I promise you, it will begin to change you. You'll be taking the first step out of the prison of bitterness and into the freedom of love. Thank you so much for watching and reflecting on this with me. This is a tough topic, but it is at the very heart of what it means to live a life of peace and freedom. If this message resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Take care and God bless. And God